I was going to make like a little YouTube short talking about this because I saw news on this the other day talking about how some people are worried when it comes to Link and the Legend of Zelda movie. But I thought I might as well just make a video, just give my thoughts on it when it comes to the matter, because I do have things I do want to say about this, because obviously, there's a lot of people out there that have their own opinion on this, which is, perfectly fine. Obviously, not everybody's going to feel the same way about everything. But I just, wanted to make a video, like I said, giving my thoughts on the matter when it comes to how I feel about it, when it comes to the approach that they could do that would work very well, that I personally feel like would be satisfying for the fans, if that makes any sense. So I'm about to get into that. But of course, if you guys have any thoughts of your own when it comes to how you guys feel about the matter, let me know in the comments. We could talk about it, of course. So yeah, let's just dive straight into this video. So when it comes to the upcoming Legend of Zelda movie, one of the main things I've been seeing people talk about isn't even who's playing Link, it's how he's actually going to be portrayed throughout the film. More specifically, whether or not he's going to be talking a lot, because that's something people are really focused on right now. If you've been following The Legend of Zelda for years, then you already know how Link is as a character, and part of what that is the fact that he doesn't really say much. He's always been more quiet, more focused on doing what he needs to do without having to say a whole lot. So seeing people talk about this makes sense, because nobody wants it to turn into a situation where Link is just constantly talking throughout the entire movie, going from conversation to conversation, because that's just not how people have known him for all these years. And that's really where most of the discussion is coming from right now. People just want to make sure that he still feels like Link when this movie finally comes out. When people say they don't want Link talking too much, it really comes down to how they've always seen him, because he's never been the type of character that needs to say a lot to stand out. Most of the time, it's his actions that define him, the way that he moves, the way that he handles situations, the way he carries himself, and that's something that's been consistent across so many different games. So when people start thinking about a movie version of him, they don't want that to suddenly change into him just talking all the time, because that would feel off compared to everything they've experienced with him before. And that's why this is even a conversation in the first place, because people care about how he's represented, and they want that same feeling to be there when they watch the movie. The way I look at it, I feel like the best way to handle Link in this movie is pretty simple. Just have him talk when it actually matters. There's no reason for him to be talking nonstop throughout the entire film, but at the same time, it's a movie, so he's obviously going to say something at some point. It's just about how those moments are handled. If he speaks during important scenes, moments that actually carry weight, then it's going to feel natural, and those lines are going to stand out more instead of just blending into everything else. That way you're not overdoing it, and you're not forcing anything, you're just letting those moments happen when they need to. I feel like that's what would make it work the best. At the end of the day, it really just comes down to making sure Link still feels like himself when you're watching the movie. He doesn't need to be talking in every single scene, he doesn't need to be overly expressive the entire time. Just let him be who he's always been and build around that. And I mean, let's be real. He's going to talk at some point. It's not going to be one of those things where you're watching the movie and he's just making a bunch of noises the whole time like in the games. Unless they really decide to go down that route, which would honestly be kind of funny, because the actor would be getting paid just to make sounds. But yeah, that's just me joking. But yeah, overall, I just feel like if they keep his dialogue limited and make those moments count, everything's going to land the way that it's supposed to. And that's really all I'm looking for when it comes to this. I don't want to be one of those people where I'm like, you know what, just let him be quiet the entire time. Don't let him talk at all whatsoever. Like, no, he's obviously going to talk. I mean, nobody's going to pay for tickets to watch a movie where Link's just like this the entire time. Like just bobbing his head the entire time, or clapping his hands, or doing jumping jacks, or whatever the case may be. Like, obviously he's going to talk at certain points. It just all depends how you make the character stand out when it comes to the moments that he really needs to shine. Either if it's something that he's talking about with Zelda, or some sort of back and forth with Ganondorf or whatever the case may be. Like scenes that really matter that needs him to come out and, you know, talk and say a few things. I feel like we will get a good idea of where things are heading whenever we get a trailer, because the movie is coming out in May of 2027. So probably sometime this year, we're going to be getting some sort of trailer on the Legend of Zelda movie. It makes sense. The Mario movie is over. Now their eyes are locked on to the Legend of Zelda movie. That's their next big project when it comes to Nintendo related films. So you might end up getting, you know, some sort of trailer, like I said, or a Legend of Zelda dedicated direct when it comes to the movie, you know, getting all this insight on it and everything, just like how we do with the Mario movies. So I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, we get something like that, which I feel like would probably help us so we have better understanding of where things are going when it comes to how Link's being portrayed and just everything else surrounding the Legend of Zelda movie as a whole. Well, that's all I have to say here. I'll obviously keep making more videos about the Legend of Zelda movie whenever we get more details and everything. But if you guys have anything to say about the matter, let me know in the comments. We could talk about it, of course. And if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. If you guys want to follow me on my social media, be sure to check out my X, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. All the links are located in the description below. Be sure to follow me on there. Be sure to join my Discord server so you become a part of the community and we talk about all the things that we love. The link is pinned in the comment section down below. Be sure to click on that bell for notifications so you guys are notified whenever I'm dropping a new video on the channel. I hope all of you guys are having a fantastic day, wherever the day may be, if it's the daytime, the nighttime, or the evening. And I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.